James and John. Yeah. James and John, they come to Jesus. And they see all these people following Jesus. And they think about how much power Jesus has. And that all these people following him, they look at, this is going to be Jesus' army. And that they're all going to serve Jesus. And so they want to sit on his right and left so that they can be served too. I think about this and how that's not what Jesus is about. That's not what love is about. It's not about being served. That's not what love is. I think of the words of Kevin Cronin of Oreo Speedwagon. I just want to scream it. That ain't love. At least it doesn't feel like love to me. All squeaky and everything. That hopefully it'll wake you up. But I just want to scream it at times when people are being so self-serving and then they pretend that they're not being self-serving. That's the part that I just want to scream. That there's people that they do things, and the only reason why they do something is so that they can receive something in return, or that so that they will be recognized, or that they can guilt somebody. Worse, they can guilt somebody into doing it. That is not love. And I think about it when it comes to the corporate world and how so many people in their work are so much about making a profit. And they have no concern what happens to other people because of the bottom line. That is not love. That is not love to me. Is it love to you? Or I think about it in life or in politics, how people, we're seeing all the ads, and how it's nothing but putting people down. And people are going so far as to call others names, to call them names, so that they look better. That is not love. Or I think about it in church. I'm going to say something here, and I have to say it. I have to say it. If we are not coming to church, if we're just kind of coming to church every once in a while, that isn't love. People here need support in building God's kingdom. That's what we're about. And we need support from one another. When we don't show up, it's harder to build that kingdom. There's one less person here. And when you don't show up, something's missing that can't be replaced. Without cost, as Jesus says, without cost, you have received. And without cost, you are to give. Think about it. Without cost, you have received. You have been given life. It is a gift. It is a grace that we did not earn. As babies, we were defenseless and helpless. And yet, people chose to love us. even if it was badly, they still chose to love us. We have been strangers to so many people, and yet they have welcomed us in. That they have no reason to love us at all, and yet they chose to love us. That we have been forgiven in our life by God. We all have done things that are wrong, and a lot of things probably that are wrong. And yet God loves us and forgives us. And I know that He loves and forgives us because He sustains us right now in this moment. Sustains us right now. He loves us and forgives us. And that God promises us, God is giving us grace, and that He promises that He will continue to give us grace. No one who has given up house, our father, our mother, our brother, our sister, our children, our livelihood, who has not received 100-fold in this present life, houses, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, children, and livelihood. It's not fair. We give a little, and God gives 100-fold. That's how great God's grace is. I think we need to look at that in our church. As a people of God, we need to be called back and reminded again and again, God's grace just pouring out in our life, that we've done nothing to earn it. And without cost we have received, without cost we are to give. That's what Jesus did. He poured out His whole life. Every aspect of His life, He poured out for us. Because He knows grace from the Father and wants to share it with others. Wants to pour it out. He knows He has been given for no reason at all. Crazy is God's grace. Are we giving without cost? When we give to others in our life, how do we think about it? Do we think about it in terms that we will receive it back? When we give a loan out to someone, are we thinking always that the whole point is to get it back? Are we thinking in other terms about, can I let that go? If I can give this, can I let it go? Maybe we have to think about, well, do we really want to give it? Can we give it? But if we give, can we let it go? Or how about the poor? Do we share our gifts with the poor? We have so much luxury. So much luxury in our life. And I know that it hurts to let go of that, to let go of those luxuries in our life. I think that's what it means to give until it hurts. Do we give? Do we give to the poor? I think of Catholic relief services in a world that does so much. It's one of the best organizations as far as charity. And then I think of, now I'm forgetting the charities in the United States, Catholic charities. they give to help so many people. I think about the floods and the hurricanes and all that. And all that they do to help. Or do we give to the stranger? In the United States, we have short-term memory, don't we, when it comes to the stranger. Short-term memory when it comes to immigrants. Short-term memory. Don't we remember? Don't we remember what it's like to be a stranger? Or when it comes to our work, are we looking at our work that we are really giving, that our work is not about the bottom line of how much profit I can make? When it comes to politics this year, are we looking to vote for someone who's just going to give us so that we get what we want? Are we voting for somebody who is a servant leader, who really has the heart of what love is about? Are we picking those people? Jesus calls us to love, and that love is to be a servant of all. Not some, but of all.